Okay? Key thing for you to remember is Genesis 1:1 is 7 days, right? Because that's all what Genesis is about. Let me give it to you very easy way, 7 days, that will just get stuck in your head. Now, there's day and there's night. First day. Day comes first, then the night. Keep that in mind. Sea and the sky. Second day. Sea and the sky. Third day, fertile land. Understood? First day, day, night. Second day, sea, sky. Third day, land. Got that? Day, night, sea, sky, land. You lock that in? First day, what is the first day?
Day and night.
Second day?
Water and sky.
And then third day?
Land.
Land. Fourth day, you go back to day and night. So fourth day is sun, moon, stars. Got it? Second day is sea and sky. Sea creatures and the birds. Third day is the land. Animals, land animals, including us. That summarizes all 6 days. Very simple to remember. So, day, night, sea, sky, land. You go back to the first one, first day, right? And then the fourth day is sun, moon, stars. Fifth day is fish and the birds. And then the sixth day is the land creatures, including us. Seventh day, God rested. Understood? Easy, very easy. Okay? So, keep a picture of rectangular with 2 columns. Understand? In your head. Got it? And then go from, again, day, night, sea, sky, land. And then fourth day, go back, sun, day, sun, right? And then moon and the stars, night. And then, since the second day is sea and the sky, go with the fish first, and the land, or the birds. And then the third day is what?
Land.
Land. So therefore it's land animals on the 6th day. Got it? That summarizes the whole Genesis. So therefore we have nothing to learn. Yes or no? Well, that is the whole content of Genesis 1 that's going to be done. But you know what? I'd like to go ahead and give you a nice sermon on this one. In the beginning, God. 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Out of 4 words, I came out, well, basically, I think, in the beginning, God. With that, the sermon comes out to be about 4 pages, just on that. I can't go any more farther because I thought that would be enough. I read other stuff too that could, but after I was typing it and I thought, in the beginning God, and then it gave me 4 pages already, not 20. I thought maybe I'll just stop there, okay? Now, by the way, all these materials is not from my head. I'm not that intellectual enough for me to get all these stuff from my head. It's from the Genesis commentary by James Boyce, B-O-Y-C. So if you want to read farther, let me know. I'll give you the book to read, okay? And also it's from Morris, Henry Morris, okay? So those are the 2 books that I got this information from. Now, with that, Bible story is God creates the world, Genesis 1. Bible point is God made you. Key verse is thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Psalms 139:1. All right? All right, then we'll move in. I'm going to give you the overview of Genesis so that you know. Okay. English title Genesis comes from Greek translation of the Pentateuch and means origin. Now, Genesis is all about origins of the world, of human race, sin, and of Jewish people. Genesis seems to reflect very well its origin in 2nd millennium BC. Now, Moses lived in 1500s or 1300s BC. Understand? So go back 15 to 1300 before Christ. For example, the full story finds its best parallel in Gilgamesh epics and Sumerian flood. Anybody understand that? You'll get to that epic and you'll get to that flood story when you are in 10th grade in your literature class at your school. But if this is the first time hearing Gilgamesh and the Sumerian flood, you're not there yet. But those who are over 10th grade, they should know what this is. Literature class. Okay? All right, just letting you know. Okay, which were composed in 1600 BC. Okay, while genealogies of Genesis 5 and 11 finds parallel to Sumeria King Tis, dated about 1900 BC. The rise of Joseph to be vizier, which means chief advisor of Egypt, though not mentioned in Egyptian texts, is quite feasible in era of high sources in 1600 BC. In any case, these parallels confirm that the history recorded in Genesis is quite reliable. Okay. Genesis is divided into two major sections. One, primeval, history of the world before Abraham, which goes from chapter 1 to chapter 11. History of patriarchs go from chapter 12 to 50. Okay? Again, Genesis is about the beginning and the generations. One of the hallmarks of Genesis is the heading or title. These are the generations. It's mentioned in chapter 2:4, 5:1, with slight variation from chapter 6, 10, 11, 25, 36, 37. As Genesis describes how the Earth's population increases over many generations, the reader's attention is constantly being directed toward one particular person in each generation and his descendants. It's the line of God, the covenant line. It starts off with Adam and Eve, Seth, and goes into Noah, and then Abraham. This one line genealogy. Okay? Now, the theme of Genesis is this: creation, sin, and recreation. That is the theme. It tells how God creates the world as very good, but that it was destroyed in the flood as a result of man's disobedience. The new world after the flood was also spoiled by man's sin, as said in chapter 11. The call of Abraham also is mentioned, through whom all the nations will be blessed, gives hope that God's purpose will eventually be realized through Abraham's descendants. And that is why we are sitting here. Key themes of Genesis is 1, the Lord God being both transcendent and immanent, having created the earth to be his dwelling place, commissioned human beings as his priestly vice or representatives so that they might fill the earth and caringly govern other creatures. 2, another thing will be abandoning their priestly and royal duties. The human couple rebelled against God and betrayed him by acting on the serpent's suggestion. Their willful disobedience radically affects human nature and the harmonious order of creation. 3, God graciously announces that woman's offspring will redeem humanity from the serpent's tyranny. Genesis then traces a unique family line, highlighting how its members enjoy a special relationship with God and are source of blessing to the world that lies under curse of God. 4, as a result of man's disobedience, his unique relationship with the ground degenerates, resulting in hard toil, even famine. While Genesis graphically illustrates the efforts of this broken relationship, it also portrays the special family line as bringing relief from such a hardship. broken relationship. It also portrays the special family line as bringing relief from such a hardship. And then 5, while the woman's punishment centers on pain in bearing children, women play an essential role in continuing the unique family line. With God's help, even barrenness is overcome. 6, the corruption of human nature caused families to be torn apart as brotherly affection is replaced by resentment and hatred. Although Genesis highlights the reality of family strife, the member of family line have the potential to be agents of reconciliation. 7, whereas the exile from Eden and dispersion throughout the earth are used by God to punish the wicked, the promise of land is sign of divine favor. Finally, 8, although God is prepared to destroy almost the whole of humanity because of its corruption, he still desires that the earth should be populated by persons who are righteous. Now, creation of the world, Genesis 1. There is only one God, whose word is almighty. He has only to speak, and the world comes into being. The sun and moon are not gods in their own right, but are created by the one God. This God does not need feeding by man, as a Babylonian believed they did by offering sacrifices, but he supplies man with food. It is human sin, not divine annoyance, that prompts the flood. Far from Babylon's power reaching heaven, it became a reminder that human pride could neither reach nor manipulate God. In recent years, this theory has given way to theory that the universe actually has an instant of creation. It came into being 15 to 20 billion years ago in a gigantic fireball explosion that sent sun and planets tumbling outward from the center into the form we observe them now. Moreover, they are still moving outward. In contrast to the steady state ideal, this new theory that had derived 15 to 20 million years ago is called Big Bang Theory in reference to the instant of creation. The change in scientific thinking, meaning when did this Big Bang Theory came about? It goes back to 1913 when an astronomer at the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona, started off with this, and then eventually it was picked up by Vestal Melvin Slipher, and he discovered through his study of the shifting light spectrum of very distant stars that the galaxies in which these stars were found appeared to be receding from the Earth at tremendous speed up to 2 million miles per hour. In 1919, another American astronomer, Edwin Hubble, used Slipher's findings to formulate a law for expanding universe, which points to a moment of creation. Meanwhile, Albert Einstein's theory of relativity was shaking Newtonian physics. And two Bell Telephone Laboratory scientists, Arnold Penzias and Robert Wilson, were using new and sophisticated electronic equipment to pick up background radiation from all parts of the universe, which they identify as the leftover noise of that first great explosion. Current scientific theory puts the origin of the universe at the point approaching 20 billion years ago, which some Christians find unacceptable. Our understanding of when the creation began was about 4,000 years ago, I think. Around there, right? So, therefore, 20 billion years ago is a little unthinkable to Christians. Again, Big Bang Theory, even if it's true, tells us nothing about a thing or one who caused it. Nor does it throw light on why the universe has such astonishing complexity and order, or how life originated, or